Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Yes, I started. This is my oldest daughter, Brenna. She is going into sixth grade. I had so many people request seeing or knowing what she read as independent reads this school year for the 2022-2023 school year. And I'll be honest, I didn't keep up with that. I did not do a reading list for them. They just simply read what was there, or if they found something that they liked, they wanted to read, we got it. So Brenna is going to share with you guys some of her books. Now she did use this School Nest journal, and it has on here where you can like write down all of the books that you have read. You can do book reviews. That's really what it is. It has book reviews in there. You can write down books that you finished. It's a cute little book stack. You can color it and get all super creative with it if you want to do that. It also has,
I didn't do that.
She did not do that. It also has a book wish list. She definitely had some things on her wish list, as you can see right here. And this was early on. But I didn't have them do, I'm pretty sure she did not do a book review on every book that she read, but she did quite a few. This holds 100 books. I'm still trying to decide if we're going to just continue in this one. I'm kind of like a clean lines type of girl, like, let's cut it off. We're starting a new school year. We'll start a new reading journal. She's like that too. So I think for her, at the very least, we're going to do another one. They really like these. Did you like this?
Yeah.
I don't want to speak for you. Okay. She really liked it. In the book review, it asks for the title, the author, the date, the rating of the book, a summary, any thoughts, any questions that may have come up about the book as they were reading it, quotes that they remember, and then an illustration. Did you do an illustration on any of these?
Some of them. Like the first three.
In the beginning, there were illustrations. Okay, here's one. So here's one that she filled out and did. And this was over, what book was this? The Boxcar Children, book number 1. So that is the reading journal that she used. So I wrote down kind of our theme as we're going through talking about books, so I can ask Brenna some questions. So the first thing is, how many books did you read this year?
70 in the school year.
70 books. I'm pretty sure she forgot a few. Do you think you forgot some off the list? We're going to do better this upcoming school year, aren't we?
Yeah.
Aren't we? We
are.
are.
I forgot like 5.
Maybe 5 or 10 books. Okay. So give or take 70 to 80 books. Then also, that does not include any read alouds that we did. So
I love reading.
She does love reading. She loves reading quite a bit, which is really interesting to me, but she loves it, and I love that she loves it. So that doesn't include any read alouds that we did as a family. I said before, but I did not keep up with our read alouds very well this year. There are definitely some that stood out, and I talked about those in my Q&A video, and I'll link that down below. But other than that, I'm going to do better this year of keeping track. As of July the 3rd, which is our first day back to the 2023-2024 school year, I'm going to keep track, guys. We can do it. We're going to do it. Okay. So what's the next thing? Oh, types of books that you like to read.
Realistic fiction.
Everything.
Or that.
She says realistic fiction. So
that's my favorite. My least favorite is historical.
Historical fiction?
I'll read historical fiction, but not historical non-fiction. I don't want to read actual history books.
So she likes the history books in like a story form. Like, what are some books that we read that were like historical fiction books? What is it? What are those little bitty books? Magic Treehouse books.
Oh yeah.
She did enjoy those. What are some other ones? All of the read alouds that we did for history this year, you enjoyed all of those, right? Mm-hmm. So those are all like historical fiction type books. She enjoyed those. Yeah. But you also read some of the Who Was books as well.
Yeah, because those give a little bit more I'll read those, but yes. I'd rather read historical fiction.
So she read some Who Was books also. Okay. So the next thing is going to be, we put these all in categories. So we have some of the books here. We're not going to go over all of them. 70 books, that's way too many books, y'all. Okay, it's too much. She would like to run a whole list, okay? But so the best new read for the 2022-2023 school year goes to Alone. Y'all, why did I just show y'all this book a few weeks ago in our summer reads?
It only took me like 3 days.
She is done with this book. Done with it. Okay, so tell them what you enjoy about Alone.
I enjoyed about Alone that so the girl in this book got left behind by her parents because there was a threat and the whole state got evacuated. She was supposed to have a secret slumber party with her friends, but they couldn't go. So she got left alone for 2 years in a evacuated state. And she had to learn how to survive using all the resources around her. She did have to take food from all the other empty houses and empty stores, and she couldn't pay for it. But she learned, I like that how she learned how to survive and used the books in the library, and she learned how to survive on her own.
So we don't want to spoil the book. Hopefully your children are not watching this because then they would not want to read it because they already know what's going to happen. But tell me one lesson that you learned from this book.
To always follow what your parents say, because also in the book she follows what her dad says whenever she gets lost, to stay where she is as long as something's not happening to that area. Stay where you are and help should come.
So that was a lesson that she learned. So this is her best new read for the school year. All right, so the next one is going to be your best reread. Now she definitely will reread some books, y'all. So if she likes it, she's going to reread it. So what do you consider to be your best reread for the school year?
The Insignificant Events in the Life of a Cactus.
She read this last year. I talked about it in our book reads for the 2021-2022 school year. I believe you read it last summer, though, right? I think it was a last summer
I've actually reread it twice. This is my third time.
Did y'all see this? But tell me what you like so much about this book and why you've reread it so many times.
The girl in the book has no arms. She was born with no arms.
But
I like how she learns. She meets two other boys who are also bullied and stuff, or often stared at because they are different. And I like how they all work together to not pay attention or care what anybody thinks about them and how to stand up for themselves.
So they support each other within the book and help give each other confidence and all of that. She's loved this book. Like I said, 3
There's
times.
also a second book.
There is a second book. What is it called? Memoirs?
Momentous.
Oh, momentous.
Something about memory.
Momentous Events in the Life of a Cactus,
Yes.
right? Okay. Did you like that one as good as this one? She loved them both. So we don't have the second book. I am going to just go ahead and buy it because if they reread a book, it's worth the money, right? So this would be her best reread for the school year. Okay. Worst book that she read all year, and she's going to tell you why.
I would have to say The Miraculous Journey of Edward Tulane. It's really sad. There are, he's most of the book, some of the book in the beginning, he's very negative, about some of the people around him, and a lot of times he gets hurt and taken away from a family. I mean, it's a toy China rabbit, so I think it's kind of sad and negative.
So with him being sad and negative all the time, do you think that he has a reason to feel that way? It sounds like I have not read this book, guys.
So he doesn't really feel like he doesn't feel love. So he has other emotions, but it's not ever love until the end of the book. I can't remember if he meets up with his human all the way from the beginning, but it's very sad throughout. He gets torn away from different people. I think there's 4 different people in the book that he
ends up living with.
Yeah.
Do you think that that's the reason why he's so negative and angry, because he got torn away from his original owner?
Yeah, and he is loved by those people, and by the time he gets taken away from them, he has started to bond with them and wants to stay. But then he gets taken away with another person, and the thing just keeps happening.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So what's a lesson that you feel like you learned or could learn or somebody else could learn from this book?
I think a lesson I learned or anybody could learn would be to love or pay attention to who you're with at that moment, because you never know when you're going to get taken away from them.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Love people all the time. You never know. Our time is limited. That's good. Okay, we do have some honorable mentions. Oh, wait. Current read. We're going to go over what she's currently reading right now.
Camp Out Quest. It's one of the camping books for the summer read.
Yes.
This is actually the second book in the series. We don't have the first book, but the first book isn't about camping.
Oh.
I told you that.
Oh, you did tell me that. That's right. Okay. So are you liking it so far?
Yes, I am. I'm a little less than halfway through.
I was about to say how far. I don't see a bookmark.
Yeah.
Do I see a dog ear?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Somebody come get her. No, come get her. We don't do this. We don't do this. Where is your bookmark, child?
In my drawer. You know, I have like 6 of them.
Right, which so there's no excuse. Okay, I apologize for all of the book lovers out there. I'm working on teaching my children not to dog ear the corners of
It's
books.
cute.
No, it's not cute. Okay, but this is our current read. So you said you are liking it so far?
Yes.
Any lesson that you've learned?
Not yet, but I think that, right now the girl is trying to convince her mom to keep this dog that she got from these magical 3 agents. So, no, not yet. I haven't learned anything about it yet.
Well, is it teaching you anything about camping?
Yeah.
Like what?
Like, how to make stuff. Like, on a campfire.
Okay. Mm-hmm. That'll be good because we're going camping in November.
Ooh, sweet. Yay!
I hadn't told you.
That's an early birthday gift.
Yes, yeah. It is. A couple weeks before your birthday, we're going to go camping. So this is her current read. All right. Some honorable mentions. She has a lot of those.
5.
Okay. Let's not do that one first. Let's go past that. Okay. Honorable mention. Let's go.
We got Tristan Strong Punches a Hole in the Sky. That's book 1. There are 3.
You read book 2?
And
3. She's read all 3 of the Tristan Strong books. We only have this one. She actually got this as a free book from the library
for the reading summer reading.
Yes.
Challenge.
What was a lesson you learned about this movie? About this book.
I learned that even like if you're suffering there, you should try to find somebody, because there's always going to be somebody who's going to help you through what you're going through.
Ooh, so when you struggle, who do you go to first?
God,
right? So I feel like there's times where we read certain books and there's lessons that we can get from anything, and we can turn anything to God. And that is what I try to teach the girls, because she really does love a lot of like mystery type books. And so I think that it's always important to point those things out for our children. Now, she's the older one and she enjoys it. My other 2 daughters are not within this realm of type of book. But I think that there's always something that we can learn and gain from any book. And we send our girls right back to who all the time? For everything. Literally everything. And mommy and daddy don't know it all. We don't have the answers to it all. But this was a good book. She learned quite a bit from this book. So
I don't remember everything that happens. I'm going to have to reread it.
You're going to reread it.
Yeah.
Listen. Okay, next. Honorable mention.
We have Piecing Me Together.
Piecing Me Together. And this is by Renee Watson. We love quite a few of her books. We have
3?
Quite a bit. I didn't see this one, This Side of Home. I've never heard of that one before. Maybe I have and I just skipped over it. But anyway, Renee Watson, she liked this one. I think we got this at Half Price Books for like $4, y'all. All right, next.
Friend or Fiction.
Friend or Fiction. This was given to us. What does that say on the back?
That's a different book.
Sticks and Stones. Okay. Did you like this one? What did you like about it?
That was a good book. So this girl, this one on the side right here, she moved to this place where most people, they'll come, they'll stay for a year, and then they'll move back to somewhere else. So she moved there, and she's been staying for more than a year, and she doesn't have any friends at school, which I can't remember if she is upset about that. But she journals about this imaginary friend, and one day that imaginary friend comes to life, and she lives right next door to her. So everything that she wrote down in the book, every detail, that's what the girl does, and those are the characteristics that she has. So I think I really enjoyed that book because I like how in the end she learns that she doesn't need to write an imaginary friend where she can go and try to make friends.
Ooh, that's
she's
good.
Never tried to do that.
This will be a good read for your middle sister. That's awesome. I
Maggie's
like that. She is. That's right, because we had to put the cover back on it. Okay, next honorable mention.
The Secret Garden.
The Secret Garden. I've never read this book. Matter of fact, I've never read any of these books, y'all. I wish I could read every single book with my children. The one thing that I remember saying about this book is that this girl was like unruly. I'd like to use the word bad, but people are not bad. They just make bad decisions. But tell me about it.
I can't remember how old she is. She might be like 8 or 9. And she lives in an orphanage. Her dad disappeared. He just left, and her mom gave her away. So she's in this orphanage, and she's just mad all the time. She wakes up, like there's this one person who cares for her, and she one time slapped her in the face, and nothing was done about that. They just let her slide. She like has what she calls servants, and they just get everything for her. They dress her, bathe her. Like in the end of the book, she moves to a family member's like castle type thing, and the one woman who like cooks all the food and stuff teaches her how to do all those things because she's surprised that she can't do it. So the girl gets mad, and she's never had any friends, so she gets friends when she moved there. She finds the secret garden, and it lifts her spirits. So I think that that's a good book to like because I think that she definitely learned a lot from moving to the new home.
So she grew, right?
She was very.
That's about like the struggles, and I mean, it sounds like she was going through some emotional things, and someone helped her to be able to like channel that and
she was
to
always
be a better
mad.
person.
She wore black all the time.
Yeah.
She was always mad.
Okay. Next honorable mention.
President of the whole 5th grade. That's also a reread.
This is also a reread.
There's 3 books in the series. I've reread those twice.
So she loves this book. What's it about? Brief.
Brief?
Briefly.
Let's see.
You can't do brief. Let's try.
Well, she wants to be president, and she wants to become a president of her whole 5th grade, and she wants to also be own a bake shop, like cupcake shop. So she tries reaching for that goal, but when the elections and stuff start happening at her school, she gets a little bit too competitive, like always her friends say. She gets too competitive, and she starts pushing her friends aside and pulling the election closer, and starts wanting to do that more than she cares about her friends. And she feels like, then in the end, she feels like she's losing her friends, so she brings them back, and the election turns into something fun. Because she gets very aggressive with like competing and things like that, because she wants to be the best all the time.
Cool. All right. Honorable mention.
The Wild Robot.
The Wild Robot. Now, this was a hard decision between choosing this one as her best book versus Alone.
That was hard. And The Insignificant Events in the Life of Cactus.
That was a reread. That's true.
Yeah, but all 3 of those were hard.
But you can see a theme here. Let's talk about The Wild Robot. We are actually reading this as a read aloud right now as a family. The 3 of us, my younger 2 and myself, have never read this book, but she has. And so we're reading it again because she's like, it's the best book ever. And it really is an absolutely amazing book so far.
There are a lot of rereads.
We're about halfway through.
That I've read and that they're reading as a review, and I'm just kind of off in the space while they're reading it. Unless it's a really good book, I will pay attention. Yeah, like this book.
You're mean. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so this book is going really, really awesome. It's about a robot.
I can't give a full thing.
No, you can't give it away. It dropped off of a ship, a cargo ship or something, and learning how to survive out in the woods in nature.
Robot.
A robot.
Oh, and there's 2 books.
So cool. Yes.
Wait,
there's The Wild Robot, and yes, what's this? The Wild Robot, and then what's the next one?
The Wild Robot Escapes.
And then there's a 3rd one coming out not until September. I can't remember the name of it, but it is already in my Amazon cart.
I'm gonna have to read it.
I'm gonna pre-order it. I'm pretty sure, but I'm excited to get through these. So I want to get through the first 2 so we can read the 3rd one as a family. Did you hear that? As a family.
But you can let me read it first, and then y'all can read it.
No.
Or not.
No.
But I want to be ahead and know what's happening.
Bye, y'all.